Let's take you live to the Randburg Magistrate's Court this afternoon, where a Midrand couple charged with distributing child pornography is applying for bail. The lawyer assuring the court that they both intend to see the case through and urging the court for their release on bail. Let's check in with Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Mdalala, who's covering this story for us. Nqobile, good afternoon. I think perhaps the most jarring part of the defense for the man in this case was when his attorney told the court, you know, this is not a violent crime. This is not a crime where someone was murdered or attacked brutally, which I'm not even sure where to begin, but it's so incredibly tone-deaf just given the nature of the charges against both of the accused.
It's, of course, very concerning. But, Michelle, the argument is, of course, on that Schedule 5 part of it. And this is why they're saying that he basically did something that is Schedule 1 or so, but not Schedule 5. They're calling these not serious crimes. And they're now arguing that the amount of money that was found is not actually part of money laundering. They're saying that they didn't have that amount of money that was written down, which we understand at this point is 560,000. They're saying that it was less than 500,000, and they're arguing that also that all that has been found cannot link into the ambit of Schedule 5, meaning that it's not a serious crime, and therefore he can basically argue that there is less and then get bail. So in this attempt to find bail, Michelle, they've also spoken about the fact that this man has been living, or he grew up in KZN, coming back to Gauteng, and has been living in the area for so long, and they're saying that his address has not changed. They've argued that even the couple had gone to Thailand, and they're saying that was not linked to any child trafficking, any case along those lines. They've also argued that the state basically doesn't have its case solid, saying that both the couple has been basically spoken to the state when they were arrested. They cooperated. They gave them all the evidence that was needed. They gave them their cell phones, they gave them all the equipment, and so there would be no need for them then to evade arrest because everything is within the state. And they're basically poking arguments on the state, saying that they could potentially delete the evidence that is there. They're saying that every single photo has been there, and wait for it, Michelle, they're saying over 9 million photos have been handed over to the state, and they're saying what more can the state be looking for? And of course, in itself, that is concerning, and just like that arguments that you heard a little earlier on, because these are the images of children that we are told allegedly in a compromising position. And of course, people would be scared, and this, we are told, that has created an outcry, and this is why the state is saying that they should stay in jail and not go out there, because the community has said that bring them back, we will deal with them. But they're arguing that the reason why the community knows about this case to start off is because the media is here. And this is why they feel there is a need, or there is a feeling that there's an outcry. But in essence, the community wouldn't know if the media wasn't there. They're basically saying that all of this has been created by the media, but also arguing that the state has no case. I mean, accused number 2 came up and said that his client has not been linked into anything, going as far as saying that even in what the state has provided, they've only referred to applicant number 1, and they've also continued to confirm, saying it was a he, and that is not his client, saying that his client has not been linked to that, and this, of course, would be the girlfriend identified as accused number 2, and they're saying that she deserves to get bail. She has cooperated. She has over 100,000 amount of money in her bank, which was given to her by applicant number 1, which will be accused number 1 in this case, and they're saying that even when that happened, it happened in front of the police, and the police actually gave the phone back to accused number 1 to be able to send the money to accused number 2 because she had nothing. She's arguing that she was basically working, that yes, she was a web designer and that is her profession. She was in charge of the website, and she's given everything to the state, and whatever the state is speaking about is basically what she has submitted, saying that she was totally reliant on that income and that she was not in charge of the website, and therefore there are many of the allegations that are provided by the state States, they're saying that will not stick and she deserves to be going home. This is despite, of course, how this has created that outcry that the state continues to talk about, and how it has shocked a lot of people that have listened to this case. And they're saying that basically they require that bail, but we, of course, don't expect that bail application to be finished today. This is mainly because there's so much evidence that they're dealing with at this point, and we've seen and we've heard from the affidavits, and we also have heard from the state prosecutor, who was just on the sideline talking about how she's not so well. So there's a good chance that they won't finish today.
Yeah, just to go back to the second accused and her testimony as led by her lawyer in court for this bail application. Yeah, she says she was not the administrator of the site, but she admits to designing the website. She also, and I think we're getting a sense now of how the trial might unfold, Nqobile, but she also says through her lawyer that she was in a misogynistic relationship. She was being controlled by accused number one. She even had her finances controlled.
Yes, that's what she's saying, Michelle, and she's saying that most of what would be her cards or accounts would be with accused number one. So she really didn't have control of what was taking place within her accounts, and she was totally dependent on accused number one. And of course, this was a relationship that had started as a business or in terms of employment, because she was this web designer that required work, and therefore when she was working, she then would fall in love with this gentleman. And of course, this then happened, and she and accused number two's lawyers even going as far as that this is nothing new in this country, especially with what we have seen with femicide and so on, Michelle, touching on that on itself. But she's basically coming out and saying that she was a victim of this relationship, and that she was basically doing what she needed to do for the relationship. Far beyond that, it has affected her, but she had no hand in everything that took place.
Yeah, that there's no evidence, says her lawyer, that she was involved in any of the child pornography-related charges. Nqobile Mdalala is left us there at the Randburg Magistrate's Court. That case is on a lunch break. Once it resumes, we will take you back there live.